Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is Tuesday, May 12th, and it is time for another What's in the Box. Hopefully everybody had a good weekend. It's beautiful outside, and that gets me antsy. I love this time of year. Love the fall more, but love this time of year. So hopefully you're able to enjoy it and take advantage of it to the best of your ability. As far as things coming up, this Sunday, May 17th, is going to be the Geek meet in Danville, Indiana at Hendricks County Fairgrounds. One of the best shows of the year. I know I've said that in all my videos leading up to this point, but you have to take me serious on it. It is an awesome time. Like I said, you always find cool things there. Lots of different vendors, lots of just unique, fun stuff, hard to find items. It's always a pleasant experience. Everybody's always in a good mood, and everything seems to go very smoothly. Those ITCE guys and Billy and company know what they're doing at this point. And like I said, they handpick their crowd and make sure that the show always goes off without a hitch. So, yes, like I said, this Sunday, May 17th, make it happen. Add it to your calendar. And hopefully the individual that won the ITC package from my anniversary show will take advantage of it as well. Make sure you come by the Bearded booth and say hi. I myself wasn't around when that prize was given to you, so I would like to know who won it, and then shake your hand and then just congratulate you on your win. So, again, make that happen. As far as today's concerned, lots of cool little things to be shown. I got a long box here, mostly Spider-Man stuff. And I have a short box here to show off. And I have a giant stack of CGC stuff. It's going to be a packed video today. So I even picked up a collection over the weekend. I forgot to post a picture of it last night, but my van was full. Lots of electronics, lots of video games. Be prepared for those things to drop. If you're curious, feel free to reach out. I'll let you know what I got. I know that there was a PlayStation 2, a PlayStation 3, and a Wii in box that will be available at some point, as well as a bunch of media. So a bunch of DVDs, a bunch of CDs, even really cool cassettes were acquired. So again, keep in mind, or keep that at the forefront of your mind, rather, and be prepared to see that stuff post here shortly. I will show you this real quick. For those of you that are anticipating the Supergirl movie and the Lobo appearance, I was lucky enough to find the Platinum Chase version of Lobo over the weekend. These are very hard to find, somewhat difficult to even find on eBay right now. If you are a Lobo fan and want the Super Platinum Chase version of Lobo, let me know. I'll shoot you a price. This one you can kind of see he's got some alt coloration to him. He's more blue and gray than the black and dark gray of his standard printing. And then this I found over the weekend as well. Vinyl fans, Lord of the Ring fans, this is a pretty cool 1972 music inspired by the Lord of the Rings. Really cool artwork on this. Really cool piece of nostalgia. Again, if you're a Lord of the Rings fan, this might be up your alley. I did find that over the weekend. So 'tis the season, right? You never know. You never know. You never know. Now, as far as the long box, these I'm going to go through fairly quickly because I have runs, not the runs. I have runs of these titles, and it is easier just to flip through them than it is to sit here and read off numbers, etc., etc. But we'll start with Superior Spider-Man. This is a near complete run of the series. Again, I focused on, I found this, well, I've had this long box for a while. I have a gentleman that's been hitting me up on Spider-Man books and trying to fill in some holes in his collection. And I know I've had this kind of sitting around, and I finally was able to have some time to go through it. Because with all the shows and everything in April, sitting down and focusing on trying to get stuff, graded and priced and put into the back issues, etc., is tricky at times. This one, Miles Morales. These are all going to be Miles Morales books. So this is his Volume 1 run. This is after his first appearance and debut. This is his first run in comics. So we're getting up to 16, 16.1, 17. I don't have a number 1, but I did start at number 3 in case you missed that. There's 23. No more. 27. 28. And then a very hard to find, which one is this? This is All New Spider-Man 200 variant. So this is, they migrated, they transitioned Miles into the Spider-Man title, more or less. And then they celebrated Spider-Man with the 200 issue. This next run, again, continuing with Miles Morales. Get the chunk of stuff here. Bear with me. This run actually has a lot of first appearances, a lot of debuts, especially in the Miles universe. This is the first appearance of the Snatcher. First cameo as Starling, which is his romantic interest. First full appearance of Starling. First appearance of Quantum. First appearance of Assessor. First appearance of Ultimatum. So, again, if you're a Miles Morales fan, or maybe you're just collecting first appearances. First appearance of Billy Morales, his sibling. So, a lot of Miles stuff. I mean, the collectability on it has gone down a little bit as far as the value is concerned. Some of those first appearances, I looked them up in the price guide. They were going for like 60, 70 bucks. Sometimes even up to 100 on some of them. This is the arrest of Miles, kind of a classic cover. Anyway, so a lot of them were going upwards of 60, 75, 100 bucks at one point. But I did, instead of marking that and moving forward, I checked eBay, and they are going down somewhat significantly, where they're down to like $25, $30, $40 a piece. So there is the chance to pick up some decent books at a decent price. So, not saying, just saying. Let's see here. This one is just more random Spider-Man stuff. So you got McFarlane Spider-Man. Right. Spider-Man 2099, Venom, Secret Wars 2, Ultimatum. So, kind of in that universe. Amazing Spider-Man. Let's see. Yeah, there's a chunk of Amazing Spider-Man here. So that's the -1 issue. Venom Incorporated. And then you kind of bounce around, Learning to Crawl. 1.2 and 1.3, I believe is what those ones were. There's an annual. Different volume, 19. Renew Your Vows. Spider-Man Family. So there's going to be a lot of just Spider-Man stuff hitting the back issues. Trying to work on filling some holes, filling some Spider-Man stuff, filling up those back issues of Spider-Man. This is Ultimate Spider-Man. So again, a pretty solid run on that. Let's see. Handful of Sensational Spider-Man. Not much. I'm not going to waste your time on those. Let's see. There's an. This is actually kind of cool. I was happy or thought this was neat when I was going through these. The Web of Spider-Man, but this is the second volume, I believe. But these covers are bangers. These things are super cool. Starting at 2, then Rhino, Mysterio, Vulture, Kraven, Spider-Man, Jonah, Mr. Negative, Mary Jane, Doc Ock. Those things are cool. I love it, the little headshots. And those are like A covers. So they're not even, a lot of times you get those as variants and so forth. A lot of Spectacular Spider-Man. More than I can actually get into my hands. These are earlier runs. Let's see, put that one back. So Spectacular Spider-Man, there's -1. That's the first full appearance of Hitman. So just some random Spectacular. And then it jumps to like later issues. There's number 200, the late Sal Buscema, or Buscema, I guess. But yeah, some of these are later issues, hard to find issues for Spectacular Spider-Man. You don't see these very often, honestly. You know, there's a Romita Jr. So if you're looking for Spectacular Spider-Man, check your numbers. Again, late issues, hard to find stuff. Then this... More Spectacular Spider-Man, but this is it's a different issue run here. This, I believe, is volume 3, I believe. But you got the Huberto Ramos covers. Super rad. Right? Yeah, just take it all in. Take it all in. Super cool. Super cool. Like I said, just a ton of Spider-Man stuff. Come to find out, these books were... this is actually a continuation of Spider-Man. The McFarlane Spider-Man stuff. So even though it says Peter Parker Spider-Man... It actually was the original Spider-Man run. This is like 77, stuff in the 80s and 90s. Confused the hell out of me. Because it says Peter Parker Spider-Man on it. But it is not the Peter Parker Spider-Man story. It's a continuation of Spider-Man that they decided to put Peter Parker on. Thanks. Appreciate that. I haven't decided if I'm going to bundle these up. If anybody is interested in them as a whole, as a run, let me know, because I will give you a bundle price on them if you decide to run the whole gamut. Amazing Spider-Girl. Okay? There's, I think, 2 issues that I'm missing for the full run. So it would not be difficult to acquire those, but that was issue. There's 1, 2, 3, and then it just keeps going. So if you want an instant collection of Spider-Girl with minimal effort in completing the full story or full arc or full run, let me know. Let me know. I mean, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I believe this was even her first volume after her What If appearance. I could be wrong on that. This could be the volume 2 run. But still, it's a near complete run. So make it happen. Now, transitioning away from Spider-Man, I wanted to show these off. With the upcoming movie, there's going to be increased interest in these books, and already has been. Doom 2099. I do have a number 1 that's in the back. It's in one of the other boxes. I thought I took it out and put it with this to complete the run. I didn't, but it's there. So as you look at these, understand that this shows a number 2 at the start, but I do have a number 1. I did think if that I had a full run of these. I don't. I'm missing a couple issues from a complete run of what I have. And then it stops at, I think, 34. And then the run itself runs to like issue 42 or something like that. So I am still missing a few from the end of the run to complete the full series. But regardless, this is a nice chunk of Doctor Doom that if you're a Doom fan, why not get your hands on it while you can? I mean, some of these issues I've never even seen before. And I just thought it was super rad to see these in person, especially sequential. Because again, you don't see these very often, especially these later issues. Like, how cool are those? Yeah, went through a costume redesign and everything. Pretty sweet. And then the last stuff that I'll show in the long box here, I actually had somebody ask me for these at one point, and I knew I had them, and we've never reconnected on trying to make an exchange for these. But this is a series called Hate. Never heard of it until I have this near complete run of it. So that was issue 1 and 2. And then it just continues on from there. I think I'm missing 2 of the annuals to have a full series of it. But I have a pretty good run of it. Again, if this is something that's up your alley, these are fairly inexpensive. And I'll even give you a bundle if you want the whole series. I had never heard of it until somebody actually came and asked me for them. And so again, it's just one of those independent comics that has its own kind of niche market. Look, that's me. So again, you know, if this is in your wheelhouse, bunk, just let me know. You know, we'll make an exchange accordingly. But that's it for the long box. As I sit here and manhandled some of these things. If you see any Spider-Man stuff you're into, let me know. If you're into any of the other series, let me know. Let me get these really cool slabs out of the way to grab this other short box of stuff. I was very busy this week trying to get some stuff pumped out for you guys. Let's start with a chunk of Vampirella. So there's number 1, number 2, and then you jump to Vengeance of Vampirella, number 10, 11, 13, and whatever, 14. Moon Knight fans, we'll have to wait a second because here's more Vampirella. Stuff got out of order here. Vampirella Shadowhawk. There's the Vampirella. This is like a trade paperback almost, so it collects, I think, the first 5 issues of the Vengeance of Vampirella. Again, there's the Shadowhawk one. This is the premium foily cover. Ooh. And then Chains of Chaos featuring Vampirella in that one. Moon Knight, as I mentioned. Here is, I think, the Volume 4 series, if I remember correctly. So this is issue number 2, 3rd print. 3, what is this one? 5 and 6. So if you need some Moon Knight stuff, there's a little bit of Moon Knight. Usually I put this stuff in dollar bins. However, there's been a growing interest and demand for Green Arrow. And I don't have a lot of Green Arrow really to begin with. So that's the Mike Grell Green Arrow. And then this is pretty much every book in the 30s of the Green Arrow series from the late 80s, early 90s. So again, if you're a Green Arrow fan, I have some now. I'll keep it easier to find, I suppose. Lady Death keeps getting requested. I have 3 Lady Death books that I found. So those are going to be somewhat inexpensive too. You know, while there's some demand for Lady Death, there's not an overwhelming demand for Lady Death. Beavis and Butthead 2, 3, and 4. Da-da-da-da. If you're a Beavis and Butthead fan. How about Ren and Stimpy number 1? No scratch and sniff thing, just the number 1. Let's see. Ultimate Fallout number 2. That's ahead of Miles Morales' first appearance. So if you're trying to collect that full series. New X-Men number 128 and 129. First a full appearance of Phantom X. And then you have the first cover appearance of Phantom X. So those are pretty rad. Thor, Herald of None, number 6. This is actually the Death of Galactus. Spoilers, right? How about Young Avengers number 2? So not number 1, but we have number 2. How about is Silver Age Avengers number 35? This is definitely a reader copy, but if you don't have it, if you have a hole to fill, I've got it. I will fill your hole. Fear number 2. So classic Marvel monster kind of stuff. Totally random Prez. Collectors of a certain age will remember Perez and tend to seek that out periodically. That is number 1, by the way. How about Tomahawk 116 and 114 and 116? So this apparently is a classic cover. Quite pricey and high grade, apparently. I confirmed it across all platforms. Caught me by surprise. How about Joker number 2? Very much a reader copy. I don't need it. I have the full run now. Lethal Protector Venom number 1. This book is actually dropping quite a bit in price. So if that's something that you have been wanting or looking for and haven't really been wanting to spend the money on it, the value on it has been going down, making it more affordable. This is the only copy that I have at the moment. X Factor number 15. This is the Death of Angel and the first appearance of Apocalypse's 4 Horsemen. So that's a key book in a lot of ways. Let's see here. How about 52 Week 12? This is, I forget, it has something to do with ISIS in this one. Can't remember. Didn't write that down on the back. For shame. For shame on me. Let's see. Rocket Raccoon number 1. This is another one that I found. So I did sell the full run, the bundle that I had before, to somebody. This is a sealed Loot Crate exclusive. Rocket Raccoon number 1. I'm going to be kind of stumbling upon more Robin and Nightwing stuff. His popularity is slowly growing. I know the Absolute Batman stuff has kind of got the Robins on everybody's mind, which, look up the news on Absolute Batman number 20 if you haven't already. There's some concerns about the book. It will be here tomorrow, but not to our standards. I'll just leave it at that. So look up the news. X-Man number 1, not X-Men, X-Man. So this is Nathaniel Summers in the future, fighting Apocalypse in a apocalypse-driven world. Kind of a heavy book, both figuratively and literally. 9/11 Volume 2 that came out after that occurrence, if you will. An oddball books, Barack the Barbarian and Drafted, featuring the former President Barack Obama. Weird, I know. And then some big books real quick. Since we're running out of time, I just want to show these off. Hulk 161, Battling Beast. This is actually a high-grade copy, so it's worth some decent money. If you need a Hulk 161, it is here. And then Vengeance of Bane, number 1. This is the first appearance of Bane. Obviously, with Absolute Batman in the works, Bane has been at the forefront of everybody's mind. This is a second print, so it's going to be a little bit more affordable than your first print counterpart. So if you're looking to get your hands on a copy, this is probably a good chance for you to do so. But, if you want to splurge and get a first print copy, go right ahead. But a second print copy fulfills the same need at a cheaper cost. Now, slabs. These slabs are for all my these are customers that submitted books, right? None of these are going to be for sale unless they contact me and tell me otherwise. So these are just for show. Want to make sure that is clear. I know every single time I show off slabs, I start getting questions and messages. Hey, how much did you want for that? How much did you want for that? Well, I prefaced that unfortunately these books are not for sale. Man, I got a curly hair off my mustache. It just keeps tickling my nose. So I am showing them off because everybody likes seeing their stuff online. Superior Stories #1. Premiere of The Invisible Man. Not necessarily first appearance, but it's an Invisible Man story and book. How about Spooky Mysteries #1? 1946, by the way, and still a 4.0. That is respectable. I mean, that's not easy. That is not easy. I mean, you want to have, high grade stuff, but the older it gets, obviously there's chipping, discoloration, all those types of things, and that's just got what you have to kind of deal with it. Tales of the Zombie #1, a 3.5. The rest of these are actually, well, almost the rest of these are going to be magazines. And so if you have old magazines, always consider it. This one, Nightmare #12. The reason why we got this slab, double cover. So the outside cover is a 5.5, inside cover is a 6.5. They always grade the inside cover as the primary grade, just because if the outside cover came off, then there would still be a cover on it, and therefore the grade on the inside cover is the default. Psycho #1, 6.5. Classic book, classic story. Super rad that came through the store. Not something you see all the time for sure. How about Vampire Tales #1, first solo Morbius series. So this started in the magazine before it went to the comic books. But yes, Vampire Tales #1. How about Dracula Lives #1? This gentleman with the magazines going heavy into the horror, seeking out #1s as best as he can, as fast as he can, and obviously capitalizing on the efforts. How about Weird Tales of the Macabre #2? Beautiful cover on that one. Super intense. The woman on the stake is transitioning, demons and devils and everything coming out of the flames to protect her. Super cool, super dark. Legion of Monsters #1. Super rad cover. I loved this as soon as I saw it. I loved the opportunity to kind of flip through it before it got sent off. Origin and first appearance of Legion of Monsters. Origin and only appearance of Manphibian. That's pretty cool, right? So that's definitely a book worth getting graded. This is kind of a big boy. I didn't look it up prior to the video, but both the gentleman and I, when we got it back, were quite impressed. Famous Monsters of Filmland #100, 9.0. 9.0 on this thing. Beautiful book. Super rad. If you're a Frankenstein fan at all, that is top shelf display worthy, is what that is. I would be super happy to have that in my collection. Yeah, nothing to sneeze at for sure. Now, last but certainly not least, you guys know that I always tend to save the juicy stuff to the end. Famous Monsters, that's a big book. How about Amazing Spider-Man #14, first appearance of the Green Goblin, Norman Osborn, first meeting of Hulk and Spider-Man. A 1.8, but that doesn't matter. At least you own the book, right? Just super rad to get it slabbed, super cool to have it in your collection. Super impressed that came through the store and I had the opportunity to grade it. If you have anything that you want to grade, like and follow me, message me. There's 10 seconds left, so you know what I need to say. Excelsior.